Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving into a topic today that is honestly a total game changer if you spend any time on the mat. We're looking at the exact, measurable physical metrics that separate national-level competitors from world-class elite wrestlers. So if you're an athlete, a coach, or just a strength and conditioning nerd like we are, get ready, because this breakdown is absolutely going to change how you look at physical preparation for wrestling.
Look, you know the feeling. It's a real-world mystery that pretty much every single wrestler has run into. You step out onto the mat, you size up your opponent, and they are exactly your size. I mean, you literally weigh the exact same amount. But the second you tie up, it feels like you just grabbed onto a brick wall. You're thinking, we are the same size, so why on earth is this guy so much stronger? Well, we don't have to guess anymore. Science actually has the answer for us.
To figure this out, we're digging into an incredibly insightful 2011 study by a team of researchers led by García-Pallarés. What they did was compare world-class wrestlers with national-level wrestlers across 5 different countries. Now, just to be crystal clear on our dataset here, this specific study focused entirely on a cohort of male Olympic-level athletes. By comparing these two highly skilled groups, the researchers were able to pinpoint exactly which physical attributes separate the absolute best in the world from the rest of the pack.
Function over physical appearance.
Okay, so a lot of times we just assume that a stronger, elite athlete is going to look way more intimidating, right? But the data tells a completely different story. There were basically 0 differences between the elite and amateur wrestlers when it came to height, body fat percentage, or BMI. They were practically identical. And this hits on an absolutely crucial point. Physical appearance does not equal competitive strength. We aren't talking about aesthetics or how someone looks in a singlet. We're talking purely about athletic function. What actually matters isn't the size of the athlete, it's the quality of the machinery working inside.
Section 2, the muscle and strength engine.
So if they look identical on the outside, what exactly is going on under the hood? Well, the researchers found that the elite wrestlers carried a 3 to 5% advantage in lean muscle mass. Now remember, both of these groups are stepping onto the scale at the exact same body weight. But the elite athletes carry 3 to 5% more functional lean muscle mass. That means they're carrying less non-functional weight. This isn't just a fun piece of trivia. This lean mass is literally the foundation that dictates how much force and power an athlete can produce.
And right here is where that extra lean muscle really pays the bills. The researchers found a massive 8 to 25% advantage in maximal strength output for the elite group. Their maximum force output is just on another level. Think about what this actually means in a live match. This group average gap is the exact reason elite wrestlers have that crazy pulling power when they secure a leg. It's why they can put that immense draining pressure on you during hand fighting and totally control the finishes. When technique is equal, having this kind of force capacity is usually the deciding factor.
Section 3, explosive power on the mat. But you know, and I know, wrestling isn't just about slow, grinding strength. When it came down to split-second explosive power, the elites had 14 to 30% higher upper and lower body power and an 8 to 17% advantage in jump performance. Those are huge group average advantages. This explosive power is the fuel for blazing fast takedown entries, lightning-quick direction changes, and the ability to hit explosive lifts right off the mat. It's basically taking all that maximal strength we just talked about, but deploying it in a fraction of a second.
Section 4, sustaining high-intensity effort.
All right, so we've got strength and power down, but there's one final, vital piece to the puzzle: sustaining those bursts over and over again. Enter the wing date test. It's a brutal 30-second all-out cycling effort used to measure high-intensity endurance. And yeah, the elite wrestlers dominated this across the board. They hit a higher peak power, maintained a higher average power, and, incredibly, they had a smaller drop-off in power over time. Put simply, they produce way more power and they hold on to it longer. In a match, that means winning those chaotic scrambles, chaining attacks together, and actually having a gas tank left for the third period.
Section 5, building elite trainable qualities.
So the big question, where did these massive physical advantages come from? Are these elites just genetically gifted? Check out this quote directly from the study. Elite performance is supported by measurable, trainable physical qualities. I absolutely love this because it totally shuts down that genetic destiny excuse. The researchers' interpretation here is that these massive gaps in strength, power, and endurance are the direct result of long-term, high-quality training. It's not an accident. Yes, technique is the foundation, but at the very highest levels, you have to purposely build the physical machine to execute that technique.
Now, a quick but super important scientific timeout here. The researchers are very clear that this is a cross-sectional study.
That just means it compared these two groups at a single snapshot in time. It wasn't tracking the same individuals over years of training. Because of that, all these percentage differences we've been talking about are group averages. They are not an exact, guaranteed roadmap or a magical target that every single individual wrestler is going to perfectly hit. It's about the broader trend.
So what's the actual game plan you should take away from this explainer? Whether you're a coach or an athlete, here's what you need to prioritize. 1. Maximize your functional lean mass. Make sure the weight you are carrying is doing work for you. 2. Train your maximal strength so you can produce more shear force. 3. Build explosive power so you can apply that strength in a split second. And 4. Condition for high-intensity endurance. You've got to be able to repeat those explosive efforts without your power falling off a cliff.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. Wrestling is, without a doubt, a highly technical sport. But as this study clearly proves, physical preparation at the elite level is just staggering. So the real question you have to ask yourself next time you hit the gym is this. You have the technique, but are you building the engine to match it? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this deep dive helps you rethink your own training and fires you up to keep building those measurable, trainable qualities. See you next time.